WWE is on a sinking ship, and here's how I think they should fix it. Okay, everybody knows the WWE ratings is going downhill. Going downhill faster than a boulder going down a hill. Basically, that's it. Is it the roster's fault? No. I think they got a good enough roster to rebuild the brand itself, but it's the corporate office and their storyline decisions. Pushing the wrong people at the wrong time, or pushing just flat out the wrong people and all that stuff. And some I like the push eventually, but eventually, you know, you gotta have to burst that bubble once in a while too. Okay, let's fix the TV end on the, everybody knows the ratings on TV is down. And we know the house shows are down. So we'll get to the house shows, but right now let's fix the TV end of it first. Basically what they have to do on TV end to help their product get better and better. Here's what I think they should do. Here's what I think they should do instead of what they have right now. Okay, instead of Raw being live on 3 hours every Monday night and SmackDown live for 3 hours on every Tuesday night, what you should do is reduce Raw down to 2 hours, and you reduce SmackDown to 2 hours, but you move SmackDown to another night, like a Wednesday night or a Thursday night. Obviously, that Thursday night worked best at the time, but even if they have competition with another organization, but that will help both organizations battle each other during that time slot, whatever time slot they choose to have. So by reducing 2 hours live on every Monday night and move SmackDown for 2 hours and move it, let's say, on a Thursday night, it's always best for business because it worked that way, basically, because then people is more intrigued. The action gets a little intense on times, and quick matches. You don't have to put everybody on TV every single night, every week on both rosters. You want to focus on the top guys and get some middle guys in every other week. You don't have to put top guys on every week. Just put few of your top guys on every other week, and put your middle card on every week, because you want the middle card guys promoted first, because some of your middle guys could be your new top guys down the line that you're going to need down the line. Then, of course, if you have both rosters combined, you reduce it down to 6 championships. Here's why I think the 6 championships should come in play. Of course, let's start with the top championship. The World Heavyweight Championship. You dump the Universal Championship. You go with the World Heavyweight Championship. That's it. That's the top title you should have. The United States Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, and you have the World Tag Team Championships and that. So there's your 4 top male titles. Then you got your World Women's Championship. That's your other one. You dump the other one because you don't have a big enough roster to have 2 championships, unless you're planning to bring in a Women's Tag Team Championship, which that'll make a good 7th championship I have not mentioned. But the 6th championship will be a United States Tag Championship, which I have not seen a U.S. Tag Championship for a tag team division since the old WCW days or Georgia Championship Wrestling days, because that was a good boost for that tag team, because whoever holds the U.S. Tag Team titles or whatever regional titles they may have, it could elevate them as the #1 contenders for the World Tag Team Championships. It works that way. Works both ways, too, in a way. And, of course, if you like to enter the 7th title, then if the women's roster is big enough, then you put in the Women's Tag Team Championships, which I don't think, way they got the women's battling each other, I don't think they'll work together as a tag team. But, hey, it worked on the males. We got two male competitors, 2 men fighting the heck out of each other. Then all of a sudden they became one great tag team later in their careers. Then, of course, storylines. Everybody's on a storyline. Okay, the best way to get a storyline going myself, if I was an old school promoter, is I work on angles. Get an angle going. Here's an angle. If someone wants to promote an angle, they promoted the idea, If they want to work on the match idea, then they use the house shows to work on the match idea for potential pay-per-view, whatever stuff. Whatever they do with the house shows, but we'll talk about the house shows in a little bit. So basically, what they need to do instead of developing storylines, of course, the network wants storylines. The investors want storylines, but the fans do not want the storylines. Do you guys like storylines? Leave it down in the comments down below. I like angles better because angles always works the best, because then if you develop an angle, then you can do your storyline with that, basically. So if you develop an angle, see how the angle works out. If the fans buys it, then you make a storyline around it for a while and work on a series of matches involving that angle slash storyline, but mostly keep it as an angle. If anybody remember the old days before I lost the AWA to WWE, this is just coming off of a great angle where the late great Roddy Piper took a coconut to the late great Jimmy Snuka. That was considered an angle, and that was an angle that worked, but the problem is it didn't last very long because for some reason the matches didn't turn out. Superfly I guess he got hurt with a hit in the noggin. I guess some major concussions. He was not himself, and they brought in another guy to do the angle. They brought in the Tonga Kid to finish out the angle, and the angle went dead like that. So sometimes angles works great on TV, but in reality, because of maybe like injuries and that, you got to consider injuries. Here's another thing I do not like when it comes to storylines, is when a talent really gets injured in the ring or someplace down the line, especially in the ring. They do get injured in the ring, because remember, they're wrestling on a steel stage. It's like the square circle is like a steel stage. It's on plywood with not a very thick mat and a couple canvases, and they have to take a bump properly. If they take the wrong bump, they get hurt real bad. So instead of what I miss on an angle is when a talent gets hurt by somebody in the ring by accident, either a botched move or whatever. What they need to do is, they have not done this recently, is whoever is the heel or whoever the babyface got hurt, if it's a heel got hurt, then you make the babyface turn heel, and when the heel comes back, he becomes babyface to get his revenge. That storyline and angle always works. Actually, that angle always works. When someone gets hurt by a talent by accidentally in the ring, they come back. When they come back from their injury, they work, I'm going to get my revenge on that person finally for putting me out of action like they did. That always works. Fans buys it. Then of course, I like the old ad-lib promos, when you actually ad-lib. Put it down in the comments down below. Who's the best ad-libber in wrestling talent or manager? Who's the best ad-libber? Put it down in the comments below. I've always liked in the AWA or WWE Bobby the Brain Heenan as a manager, because he was the best ad-libber. He was the best at it. Jim Cornette came very close second in that area too. For promos, it's always been the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Woo! Yeah, he had the best promos. But for that time period, believe it or not, the next best promo in the WWE was always been Roddy Piper. In the AWA was always been the late great Nick Bockwinkel. He was good at it. Always used big words that nobody understood. And like I said, then basically comes down to is this. You don't need to execute your stars every single night, star versus star versus star. You're going to have to show some new talent. Put them as like a jobber guy. Remember the old jobber guys on syndication wrestling TV? We're going to finish up the video on the syndication end. Why I think they should bring back syndication in a way. But let me explain here on the jobber guys. Where a guy just come out of wrestling school or just cannot get ahead on every match. He always gets right to the point, makes one crucial mistake, he loses the match. That's what a job guy does. Make the guy look great. Of course, who's the best jobber in the industry? I've always said my top three for different organizations was always been the Brooklyn Brawler. Brooklyn Brawler was always the best. If anybody remembers Jake the Milkman Milliman in the AWA, he was a good jobber. Also in the WCW, George South was a good jobber. So you got some good jobbers out there. Even tag teams became good jobbers too. Then they became top stars. Okay, then we'll bring it up to, I think they should bring back syndication TV. This will help the house shows drastically. Basically, what I mean by syndication TV is through your local TV market, where WWE will produce a 1-hour show. It's like a glorified infomercial for an upcoming house show, or what the talent wants to do for goals. And this is what I'll go back to ad-libbing interviews instead of a scripted interview. By ad-libbing the interview or promo, the talent will want to show what his goals, what his thoughts are, what his feelings are. Doesn't matter if he likes the fans or hate the fans or despise the fans or something like that, or just say, I need more fan support in this area because I really like it, but otherwise you suck. And that, but something like that. So syndication TV. You just have to repackage it to a way. It's a tape show. You can tape it from a Raw show, or you tape it from. That's where you do your A&B shows right there. Vince McMahon used to do an A&B show on syndication, Superstars of Wrestling Challenge, and all that stuff. All produced. They can film 1 hour before Raw goes live on TV. And they can film 1 hour with the promos being done someplace else, even behind the scenes and all that stuff. And by having a 1 hour syndication TV, doesn't matter what market you watch it from, this way it's nice to have a guy on the mic talking about an upcoming card in your local area, your local venue. Here's what the promoters have signed for this card, yada yada yada. Blah blah blah. Here's the main event. Here's the co-main event. Here's the grudge match. Here's the special attraction match, and here's the promos that goes with it. You get the heel promo, why they're stuck with this match in this cow town or this town or this type of match, and why the babyface, I finally got him in this town. I'm gonna do it what's right. And as the match, it makes people buy tickets and see if it really happens. Of course, everybody knows it doesn't really happen, but they will say, hey, at least he got that close tonight. It's got that close tonight. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But too bad it won't be at this venue. It could be at another venue down down the road or down the pike or down maybe another week from now. But that's what people want. They want the intrigue. I like the promos when they come to town because it tells you they want to invest into promos when they say, hey, I'm coming to this town. I'm going to beat this guy tonight. If I can't beat him, I'm going to hurt him. And that's what a heel promo should do. But then they said, I finally got him on this town, yada, yada, yada. We're going to get the title. Hopefully get the title tonight. And like I said, the fans buys into these promos. They want to buy tickets. You gotta remember, the talent has to put butts in the seats, not a corporate office. And like I said, when it comes to syndication TV, I kind of like the idea of syndication TV. It doesn't matter when they put it on, as long as it's watchable at a watchable, reasonable time. Usually, like a Saturday night at 6 p.m., it always works good. Syndication TV, sometimes it's Saturday morning or Sunday morning, something like that for 1 hour. Just four squash matches, maybe 5, maybe a highlight match from a live TV show from a previous week or just this past week, and insert a live match from another venue or something like that. So what do you guys think? How would the WWE need to fix their product? Do they need to lose the live TV shows? Do they need to start bringing back their syndication shows somewhat so they can promote their house shows better? That's why syndication is all about, promoting the local house shows. The TV will promote the pay-per-views. So live TV can promote the pay-per-views, but the house shows and the syndication TV can promote their house shows. So what do you guys like the idea on that? Is that going to save the WWE, or am I just blowing wind? Leave it down in the comments down below. But I'm going to end this video right now. It's a little longer, but we'll talk about how important syndication TV was on a later date, later video. I'll just see how the comments goes on this video. Right now, if you like this video, please hit a like on this video. If you like it, share it. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button with notifications, because we don't know we're going to come up with another video. So we're looking as possibly this Friday as another video. We'll see you guys Friday, if not sooner. Bye.